Okay, hey everybody. I hope you all had a fabulous Friday at work or at school or whatever you were doing today and this week. It's the weekend, so yay! I hope everybody has some fun plans to enjoy the weekend and maybe even just relax a little bit. I know I'm planning some relaxation. Um, Anyways, I'm going to read you all one of the Safe Hearts storybooks. It is called Julian's Solo Voyage, and it is a buddy system kid-versation. So in the book, you will be hearing about the buddy system. If you have any questions for your parents about what the buddy system is, or any questions about what your family would want you to do if you were in a situation similar to Julian in this story, make sure that you ask your parents and talk to them about what you think about this story. Okay? Thank you guys all for tuning in. I'm going to try and get this set up so you can look at the pictures while I read it to you. Okay. Hopefully you can see most of it. Okay. Mama, Mama, I need to use the potty, Julian cried. Can you hold it, Julian, or are you on the hunt for astronaut powers again? Julian's mom asked, smiling. No, Mama, I actually really have to go, he begged. Okay, she replied. Sierra, can you please take your brother to the bathroom? Do I have to? Sierra whined. Yes, you have to. Straight there and right back, their mom said firmly. Oh, fine. Come on, Julian, Sierra said, taking her brother by the hand. You know the rules, their mom called after them. Use the buddy system and stay together. And don't forget, you both have those alarms that I got you at Aunt Trina's party last week in case of an emergency. We know, Sierra said, annoyed. Wait a second, you two. You remember why Mommy is a psychologist? Because when I was little, something bad happened to my heart, and I refused to let that happen to anybody else, especially to you two. Sierra nodded and Julian responded, Okay, Mama, and they headed for the bathroom. Make sure you guys can see that okay. There we go. Julian held onto Sierra's hand all the way through the store. He really did have to go to the bathroom, but now that his mom had mentioned it, he couldn't stop thinking about finding his astronaut powers. When Julian was really young, he had always been afraid of the noisy hand dryers in the restroom. Then one day, his dad told him that the best astronauts get their powers by sticking their heads under the rocket blast dryer. So, by the time they reached the bathroom, Julian didn't even care about the buddy system. He was on a mission to find his astronaut powers all on his own. He let go of Sierra's hand and he darted toward the boys' bathroom door all by himself. Julian, you can't go in there alone, Sierra called after him. But I'm a boy, an astronaut boy, Julian yelled back at her. Great, she thought to herself. He's going to be in there forever, playing with that silly hand dryer. She leaned against the wall next to the bathroom, feeling annoyed. Even though Julian was almost 5, Sierra was feeling very grown up at 13 and thought that he needed to listen to her. Julian felt so big going into the boys' bathroom all by himself. He had been there with his dad lots of times, so he knew what to do. Still, it was a little scary now that he was all alone. As soon as he walked in, he spotted the rocket blaster and couldn't wait to wash and dry his hands. He looked past the rocket blaster at the big boy potty on the wall. He tried to decide if he wanted to use one of them or go into a bathroom stall. Just then, a young man walked out of the stalls. He smiled at Julian and said, Hi. Hi, Julian replied. The young man reminded him of his older cousin, Miguel. Is this your first time in a big boy bathroom, the man asked. No, sometimes I go with my dad, Julian replied. Is this your first time by yourself, he asked. Yes, Julian answered, feeling uncomfortable. He knew that he wasn't supposed to talk to strangers, but this man seemed nice. I would use these toilets if I were you, the man suggested, pointing to a stall. You don't have to stand next to someone while you're going potty. Here, use this one. Julian took a step toward the man, and then he stopped. Well, what's the matter? Is it because I'm a stranger? The man asked. Julian shyly nodded. Well, my name is Stuart, but my friends call me Stu. What's your name? The man asked. Julian, he replied. See if I can get all of that in there for you guys. There we go. Well, Julian, now we're not strangers. How about this? You go in here to go potty, and I'll stand here and guard you so that no one can see, Stuart offered. I don't know, Julian said, feeling nervous. Maybe the man was safe, and he should just go potty. Then he could leave. Do you need help? Stuart asked, moving towards him. The toilet is a little too tall for you to stand and use it, but I could lift you up and you could use my feet to stand on. Suddenly, back at the Heart Defender headquarters, the Heart Defender alarm rang. Julian's heart signal appeared on the screen in front of Thomas. He could tell Julian was afraid. Oh no, Simon exclaimed. We have to help Julian make the right choice. There's only one thing we can do, shouted Thomas. When we see something tricky, Elizabeth began. We take action, continued Simon. Right away, Faith finished, because we are Heart Defenders. They all pledged together, standing in a circle with each other, with their hands in the center. This looks like a job for you, Thomas, Elizabeth said. I'll just lift you. Suddenly, the man in the bathroom was frozen in time. Don't do it, a voice said from behind Julian. Huh? Julian turned around, surprised. Your heart signaled all of us in the Heart Defenders headquarters that you were in a tricky situation, so I jumped into action to come and help. I'm here to help you defend your heart, Thomas explained. That's why I was feeling funny, Julian realized. My heart was sending you a signal. Am I in a tricky situation right now? Oh, yes. Public bathrooms can be very tricky places, Thomas warned. Tricky people sometimes do tricky things in them. Oh, wow, Julian exclaimed. So this is why using the buddy system with my sister was so important. Well, what should I do now? Well, do you have the alarm that your mom got for you? Thomas asked. Yeah, Julian replied. It's right here in my pocket. Great, said Thomas. This is an emergency, and you need to sound the alarm so that Sierra knows you're in trouble. Then run out of the bathroom to a safe adult and tell them what happened. You're correct, Julian. You should always use the buddy system when you go to a public bathroom. That's what my mom always says, but I really don't like going into the girls' bathroom with my sister, Julian replied. Well, sometimes we have to choose between the things that we want to do and the things that will keep us safe, Thomas explained. So I'm not safe? Julian asked. Staying safe means using the buddy system in places where tricky people can hurt you, Thomas said. Tricky people will try to take a piece of your heart by hurting you or by convincing you to do something that could hurt you. You have to protect your heart so that a piece is not taken. A piece of my heart? What does that mean? Julian asked. Well, when a tricky person convinces you to do something uncomfortable that you don't want to do, it takes a piece of your heart. You can patch it up, but it's different than before as a reminder, Thomas explained. That's why your heart sends a signal that it may be in trouble. It's best to protect your heart and become a heart defender yourself, too. Okay, I don't want that man to take a piece of my heart. I'm going to go tell my mom about this, Julian said bravely. I knew you would make the right choice, Thomas said, and then he disappeared. As Thomas disappeared, time turned back on. The man reached down towards Julian and said, I'll just lift you up to the potty. Julian jumped back. No, he yelled, plunging his hand into his pocket to grab his alarm. The scream of Julian's alarm echoed throughout the whole bathroom. Outside, Sierra immediately recognized the sound, a second before Julian burst through the door. Julian, what happened? Sierra demanded, running after him. A man in the bathroom wanted to help me get on the potty, Julian said. Well, are you okay? Sierra asked. Yes, Julian said, but we have to tell Mama right away. He grabbed his sister's hand and they ran toward their mom. Julian and Sierra's mother had heard the commotion and was already headed their way. Mama, Mama, Julian yelled as they approached her. What happened? His mother asked. Julian spoke first. I snuck into the big boy bathroom. Julian, I told you to go with your sister. Sierra, why did you let him go? Their mom asked angrily. I didn't. He just ran in, Sierra began, glaring at Julian. But Mama, there was a man in the bathroom, Julian interrupted. He wanted to help me get on the potty. After hearing Thomas's explanation, their mother was no longer mad, but she was scared. Julian, did he touch you? His mom asked, very concerned. No, Mama, I used my alarm just like you said, and I ran away to tell you because I am brave and I made the right choice, Julian said, standing up a little bit taller. You sure did, and I am so proud of you, his mom said, smiling a bit. Come on, we need to go tell someone. While the family waited with the manager for the police to arrive, Julian saw Thomas standing by the newspaper stand. You look so proud of yourself, Julian, Thomas said. You did the right thing in that tricky situation. You were aware, you made the right choice, and you were courageous and strong. That means you are now a heart defender. I am? What do I do? Always be a heart defender in any situation. When you see something tricky, take action right away. Welcome to the Safe Hearts Club, Thomas exclaimed. Okay, I can do that, Julian promised, as Thomas disappeared again. Julian, this is Officer Mitchell, Julian's mom said, introducing the policeman. Would you please tell him everything that you told me? After they talked, the officer said, Julian, thank you for sharing with me what happened today. Because you were so brave, you will help other kids stay safe too. As Julian got into the car to head home, his mom turned and gave him a big, warm smile. He smiled right back proudly, realizing that making the right choice and being able to tell someone what happened had made him a true heart defender. And that is the end. Well, thank you everybody for listening to this story. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that it starts some good conversations in your family and that you will all remember to be aware and to protect your heart and to protect the hearts of your family and your friends and everybody that you love. I hope you all have a wonderful night with your family and a great weekend. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.